Okay, sorry, I'm just setting everything up. I don't really like to do lives, but especially I have puppies and dogs behind me all the time. But yeah, so let's see, what do we have here? Hey, bro, been here for a year nearly now since last year's dump. Thanks for helping us all through these times. Your calls have been amazing. Yeah, very welcome. I'm trying my best. I do have the occasional bad calls, but I think as of now, everything's going as expected, basically. Hi, Robbie. Hi, Zara. Hi. Okay, so we're starting to get some people to join us, basically. So just let me just fix my charts pretty quickly, and then just 1 minute, and we start with this for sure. All right, let's get going. Let's get started. So, welcome guys. Welcome to the live today. I hope you're doing great. Obviously, today has it's probably one of the worst days of your lives, crypto wise. But things will be better. I promise that things will be better. A couple of years from now, you'll look back and just laugh at these. At least you got the experience, basically. So we have a lot of talk to talk about today. There's some good news, obviously. There's some bad news as well. As you know already, my type of analysis is different from other people. I try to think of it as levels. I break a floor, I go to the next floor, and I break the floor from under, I go to the next floor under, basically. And obviously, BTC has been doing something, I mean, I expected this. This is my theory on Twitter. I posted it, I think, around March. The only problem is I didn't expect the whole Luna incident, the whole depegging, USDT going crazy, exchanges freezing, delisting. So it's a lot. It feels like COVID dump. It really does feel like a COVID dump. So let me get started with the charts. Let's see who's here with us. Smash the like, guys. Yeah, please smash the likes so I can grow this channel. Respect for all you do for this community. Very welcome, very welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna be starting with this. So first of all, this is my. I will explain what you were seeing right here in front of you, and I'll probably tell you both micro and macro perspective. Obviously, the Bitcoin price right now is unknown to many. Like I have no idea what the Bitcoin price is right now, the exact one. At different exchanges are listing it at different prices. I know one exchange BTC went to 22 on it, but I'm gonna be using the all-time history index because that's where I analyze most of the time my chart. So the macro predictions. So as you can see in front of you, you see this structure. Let me just pull up the log and zoom it out so it makes sense. Okay. So this structure right here, it's called an expanded flat formation. Okay, so usually these flat formations have A, B, C, D, E waves, and then after the final wave is reached, you start moving up. Obviously, it has certain qualities and certain properties and certain rules as well. So you cannot have expanding flats and downtrends and so forth, so on and so forth. But these are technicalities that you don't really need to know about. What you do what you do need to know is basically what this basically means for us and for crypto. So as you can see here as well, I have my EMAs, and these EMAs are the best thing that I'll probably be talking today about. I'm gonna just go to the monthly and just show you why I think we are very, very, very close to bear market bottom, the percentage wise. But I mean, capitulation is extremely bad. If you're following me on Twitter, you know that this is what I'm looking for. So I was analyzing this for some time. The 2017, 18 bear market, the 2014 as well bear market. As you could see, these two EMAs right here, they're very, very good at being respected during the bear markets. Now we do wick below them, as I said, on the monthly time frame, but we never really close below them, especially below the blue one here, the dark blue one. So 2017, same thing, bear market, bear market, bear market, and then support, 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 drop, and then we tested this as well, wicked slightly below, stayed for a couple of months between these two EMAs, which was the bear market bottom back then, and then we started to move up, right? Here, black swan event, and this is what I'm scared for here. It's highly likely for this to happen now. Like Bitcoin is at 29k, but this means nothing right now because the weekly time frame is still bearish, the daily is still bearish, everything is still bearish. All of these things are relief rallies. So we're under 30k, we're under the EMAs, we're under the 4-hour EMAs. For now, I at least I want to see BTC 34k BTC in 2-3 days to have a stronger, at least a stronger move to the upside. Do I think that this stronger move to the upside will, make us fly to the moon, similar to my prediction right here? Well, it depends, because now things have changed. If you remember, I was talking about a monthly hidden bullish divergence, and I said as long as BTC doesn't, lose or drop below 28k, this hidden bullish divergence is gonna play out. Okay. The problem is that BTC did drop below the previous low, so it formed a new lower low, and this kind of confirms right now that we are in a more of a downtrend than anything else. But the bigger question that you're probably wondering right here is what happens to the expanded flat formation? Like, is the expanded flat formation still valid or not? Especially because the weekly is, bearish still. Well, the answer is very simple. In my personal opinion, as long as we don't close a monthly under this EMA where we wicked at, by the way, so around, I had a long position there as well, but because of the whole, exchanges and the pegging and the prices, it missed it. So just because I was looking at TradingView, and TradingView didn't update anything from the Binance basically app. So yeah, we wicked here. It's expected. It's healthy. It's good. But the end of the month is still not over. So this is what I'm looking for. In the next couple of weeks, you have to expect, something similar to this in the worst case scenario, or something similar to this in the best case scenario. Now, this obviously is better than that because this avoids capitulation. It gives you a nice bear market bottom around $21,000 and $25,000 region. So you consolidate for a couple of months, and then you start to move up. Probably more than this, by the way. I don't think we just consolidate for like 1, 2, 3 months. I think it's more than that. I think maybe this time around it will take slightly longer, but we will see when the data comes here. For now, I'm waiting for this monthly candle. I want it to close like this. If it closes like this, then most likely this scenario that I have, which is my expanded flat scenario, plays out. So probabilities of this playing out increase exponentially if we just manage to close the monthly something similar to this, with a wick, with a nice buddy above support, so everything looks good, and that will give us a nice upside. Now, just because we close a monthly above this, it doesn't mean that we're not gonna chip chop in the next couple of weeks, because we can do something similar to what we did in July last year, where we chip chopped for a couple of weeks and then we started to move up, and I think that's the best case scenario for us. So let me rephrase that. Best case scenario is this: closing a monthly above this EMA right here, and 65 EMA on the monthly time frame, and chip chopping for the next couple of weeks. That would be very good. I don't see Bitcoin breaking 40k today. I don't see Bitcoin breaking 40k tomorrow. I do see a lot of manipulation regarding futures trading. I do see, because I'm noticing it, I'm seeing it. I'm trading like you've seen Luna already. If you just shorted Luna since I don't know how long ago, like since 2 days ago, you're probably making a lot of money right now, a lot. So That's something that you need to keep in the back of your head. So what happens next then? So if this is the case and there's a lot of manipulation in the market, what do we do? So basically, in my personal opinion, uh, the market needs to clean out both bulls and bears before it decides any type of move, especially where we are right now. And the probability of people longing here, like I said earlier, and if you remember some of my tweets on Twitter, I said if we tap 30K once more, it's not going to hold like last time where we just wicked to 28 and had some fun. And this is going to 25. And this is because of the market mentality, the trading mentality that I have. It's just because I know that I would long there. So if I would long there, everybody would long there. And because everybody would long there, and because we have already built a nice confidence level of this support area, this is where you wick out, you drop, you liquidate everybody. But the problem with the liquidations is you cannot go down to 2021 straight away if that's going to happen with a strong wick. You need to liquidate all the longs first. When all the longs are scared and there's no more longers anymore, that's when you basically start to move up. And usually the main culprits for these moves ups and downs are two major big exchanges, which are Bitfinex and Binance. So you can argue with me all year long, but I am convinced more than 190% that both exchanges manipulate the market, and they're the whales. So the institutions, the whales that you see, they're them, just through different accounts, because that's their job. Their job is to buy cheap BTC from you and then sell it to you at a premium, and then buy cheap BTC again and then sell it to you at a premium. And it's going to keep going on and back and forth till we have some regulation in crypto and by the governments, which will make it decentralized, which will make it centralized, obviously. We will not experience, something similar to the .com after the bubble, right? We will not experience that. We need a cleaning. We need something to wipe out the manipulation in the market. And you see Luna already. Luna is one of the best examples today of what happened with the market. It went, I think it just went down to zero. It was like around 0.00 something. I bought around $200-300 worth of Luna at $1 2 days ago. When it pumped suddenly in a few hours, I took out my capital, took some profits, around 3.5x I think, and then after it dumped again, I started to DCA all the way down. And I started to buy mostly at the cents level, because I started to think, okay, if I have 3,000 Lunas right now worth $300, and Luna for some reason in the future goes to, back to an all-time high, I make 100x or 1,000x. So I make $2-3 million just because I invested $300, and I'm okay losing it. I don't care. I gave it to charity. So Luna right now is still in a very, very, very good price to buy, by the way. Extremely good. I don't recommend you go all in and all crazy with, a lot of money. If you can afford throwing a couple of $100, even $1,000, if you're a comfortable person, go for it. Go for it without even thinking. It is a risk, yes, but the reward is far more greater than the loss. Loss is you lose 1,000. Win is you make 1,000,000. So you see the difference. So now, just to summarize for me in my perspective, what we need here is we need this monthly close above, 26,000. If we see BTC below this EMA one more time, or if we close the monthly, specifically the monthly, so the end of the month, under this EMA, we have to put in the back of our heads two types of scenarios. Either this one right here or this one right here. Now, this one right here, obviously, the first scenario right here, I don't expect 20K to be hit exactly. I expect around 23.5 to 21.5 with a nice wick, consolidation for a few months, and then move up. Whereas this one right here is slightly different. This is full out capitulation. This one, BTC dropped below the EMAs around hold up. Let's see this. Around 24% below the EMAs. So if we do that, we assume that happens this time around again, and we go down 24%, we go down to $15,000 BTC. Now, $15,000 BTC is something good and it's something bad. something bad, because if I'm not an Elliott wave expert, so if you know any Elliott wave experts, you can, tag them or tell them to comment on this. I would love to learn more, and I am learning more. But I remember correctly, I don't know if Elliott waves take into account wicks or no. So if BTC wicks below the previous wave 1, because everybody's thinking that this is a wave 1. So if and the top of wave 1 is around 19,859. So if it wicks, does that still validate the Elliott wave or not? And if it closes, if it closes for sure, it doesn't validate it anymore. But what about if it wicks? Does it validate it? So that's something that we need to pay attention to for sure. Definitely. That's the bad news. Elliott wave invalidated means that everything that you're going to see after is just, a very harsh bear market. And these EMAs also are very, very important. These are the 18 and 30 EMA, as you can see. And if we've watched my videos since day one, since a year ago, I had this theory, and it's not a theory. It's actually, I believe, if it does come to fruition, it's gonna happen. So these EMAs right here have never ever crossed ever since the beginning of Bitcoin, ever. They come close to crossing, but they never cross ever. Right now, these EMAs obviously are curving to the downside, so they're going to be probably acting as strong resistance for BTC holders and for the market as well. But this is not a problem. The problem is what happens if we go down to 15, 18, 19, whatever. Will these cross? Because if these cross, I'm telling you right now, you need to expect a couple of years, 5, 6, 7 years, just of harsh consolidation and harsh prices. And I think it does make sense in a way about, regarding this topic, because you already know my point of view. Governments will never do anything to benefit you. They're always going to do something to benefit themselves. So governments want to control crypto. They want to make it their own thing, and they're already trying to. So, and you can see today with the manipulation in Luna, I think it's related to them as well. So with that being said in the back of your heads, having a strong bear market to clean the crypto believers forever, and then they go in, they buy everything, and then they are the ones who are in control is likely as well. This is TA. It is probabilities. Everything is probable. If you believe 1 million BTC is probable or 100,000 K BTC is probable, then you also should believe that a prolonged bear market is probable. Now, how do we know if this bear market is really going to happen or no? From a technical analysis standpoint, only if these cross. If these don't cross, you can see what happens. There's nothing to worry about. But if these do cross, then we have another story, a different story to talk about. And most likely, if BTC does go to $15,000, then these most likely will potentially cross, especially if we close there. Like I said, wicks on the monthly are okay. But closing monthly candles under that would be a warning sign. You see 15,000 monthly candle BTC close, you move out, because you're going to be tempted to buy for sure. And then price goes down, similar to what happened here at 30K. You're tempted to buy, capitulation, super drop, and then you're basically underwater around 50%, 60%, or even more. So we need to be very, very careful. Okay, so let me just check the chat a little bit. I will be taking your questions. I will... You can ask anything you want regarding crypto markets. For the bullish scenario, by the way, how high can we go? Going to 70,000 or 80,000 is obviously always a probability, but it is a probability, which is minor right now for me. It's a low type of probability. But what I can tell you for sure is, if this monthly stochastic crosses above 20, then going to 80 is highly likely. If it doesn't cross above 20, forget about this. Because if this crosses above 20, this just means that the bull run has started again. That's just what it means. And obviously the weekly and obviously levels. So if BTC cannot break above $42,000, there's no way this goes up. There's no way it reaches this 70K region. And if it doesn't go above 45 even, it doesn't, there's no way it reaches it. We need to break certain levels for Bitcoin to be able to do what it wants to do, basically. And in my personal opinion, the levels that we need to break right now that are the most important levels, in my personal opinion, are these two EMAs on the weekly time frame. These EMAs are the 18 and 30 EMA on the weekly. And they're coming in right now around 42,000 to 41,000. And you can see what happened when we go below them, right? We go below them, hit our head, drop. Tried to go above them. Nice bull trap over here. When we went for the retest, we failed to hold the retest. Closed the weekly candle and candle under these EMAs, and that's where I posted on my Discord and Twitter. You lose the EMAs, you're going back down to 37 at least. And obviously we went back to 37, and then obviously everything else happened, and we are now where we are. So these are very important. If you want to expect something like this towards 70K, at least in my personal opinion, 2-3 weeks above these EMAs would be a confirmation from my end. But obviously, I will have to check the data as well when it's there. I'm not a guy who shares hopium with people. People hate me, people like me because of me being straightforward, but that's just my nature. I cannot, tell someone you're beautiful if they're not beautiful, even though sometimes it does hurt. But I believe in a saying that if you love someone and you cherish someone really and you care about people really, you tell them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. So I'm going to stay like this for a long time. So I hope what you heard today is something that you are okay about and not something that you are, Okay, let's check the chat here. Let's see what's up. Let's see with the people. Questions. I will allow you guys to ask questions in the chat about anything you want. Altcoins, market conditions, anything for that matter. Oh, one thing as well, the SPX, the S&P 500. So obviously this is another thing that is influencing the crash as well, the S&P 500. As you can see, it's bearish. It's doing something similar to what it did here. So this is a market crash. It is confirmed. It is doing lower lows and lower highs. But the nice thing is that we are right now around support, if I'm not mistaken. So we are around support. We are reaching, I expected a bounce zone around this area, so 38.14. And we are nearing that area. We are at 38.96. So if the markets here, if the S&P 500 does manage to bounce, then crypto will bounce with it. Now, if I look at my indicators on the weekly time frame, this is no bounce. This is going down, definitely. Whereas on the daily time frame, we are entering, we can say, a bearish consolidation period. Whereas on the 4-hour time frame, let's see here, we are entering also a bearish, I wouldn't say bearish consolidation on the 4-hour. I would say more of a bearish decline, but just a slow grind, not a very, strong one, a very slow one. So the S&P 500 is not looking too good, in my personal opinion. The DXY is something very important as well to watch out for. And you can see, I called this, if I'm not mistaken, I called this in September last year or something. I said that the DXY is making a huge double bottom here around this area, W formation. And the indicators are showing upside, and this is going to go on a run to the upside. That's why I believe that the bear market would start. Now, to be fair, it did start, but the market maker just did a switcheroo. Instead of giving us a bull trap, which is lower than the previous high, they gave us a double top market, which I also preached about. I said, be careful. The S&P 500 has double tops. Everything has double tops. We need to be, very careful. So this is ripping. And I mean, it's breaking support, resistance after resistance. And if I just zoom out slightly like this, and I will see where, I think it's going for around this area where it's currently at. So something between 105 and 107. But if this rips after 105, this is going to the next high, which is around 121. And that's going to be devastating for crypto. Devastating. And not to mention, we are forming as well a nice bull flag, which is obviously or apparently breaking as well, as you can see. And the target of the flag, technical and conservative, by the way, is around 133. So around that area that we spoke of. So we need to be very, very careful in the next couple of months. If I still suspect and I still believe and hope that my expanding flat formation is correct. As of now, if I want to, let me just show you here. If I want to confirm or not confirm whether we will do a bull trap or no, it will depend on the weekly time frame. Sorry here. Let me just show you. Oh, I need to log it out again. Okay, no problem. So the weekly time frame right here, this is our expanding flat formation. You see my levels, my cyclic lines are also very important in my personal opinion. So cyclic lines for you people who don't really know TA are basically time frames or periods that you choose which are equal to each other. So for example, I choose a time frame from January 21st 1 to April 21st 1. So that is one period, and then this period keeps repeating itself for infinity. So I did this because I wanted to predict when the potential crashes might happen and when the potential bounces might happen. And to be fair, it was really accurate. So I was expecting April, May to just, finalize the bull trap and then sell in May and go away. And then that happened, obviously. And I was expecting, and I am expecting still around June, July for this to, start moving up after June, July. But the problem is, will it be in June or will it be in July? I can't be very, very sure. It's very hard to, even this one hit perfectly, but maybe this one will not hit perfectly. If you want to follow the cyclic lines, this says July 1st. So after July, I think this will start to move up. The biggest question that we have right now is whether this is going to take us to the all-time high again or not. Again, I will need to wait for this. Now, one more thing that I want to comment on for you people who like TA. This is something so important in my personal opinion. The weekly time frame. Now, no one's paying attention to it for some reason, but I am. There's a nice bullish divergence forming on the weekly time frame. Very, very good. And if, in the next 7 days or so, BTC starts to rally up, and this stochastic RSI here, the signal line and the stochastic line, they just curve up slightly, and we close the weekly with a curvature to the upside, then the likelihood of this scenario, which is my expanding flat scenario, becomes again extremely high for this to happen. So it could happen. And you combine that with a weekly hidden bullish divergence, or a weekly divergence for that matter, then it's just, I think it's upside. So my personal advice for everybody who is in stables right now, don't be scared to buy the dip here. Honestly, even if this goes to 21 or 20, don't be scared. Bear markets is where you make money. People forget that 2 months ago, they wanted to buy Luna at 80. Luna is now at 0.005 and no one wants to touch it. Don't be scared. Risk, yes. No risk, no reward. But manage your risk, accordingly. Be smart with your investment. Be ahead of the game, basically. So, let me go to the chat and see what's up. Okay, we have a lot of questions now and talks now. Let's see. When Scooter. Hi, Maze. Looking at stocks correlation, we'll have to wait for equities to bottom. Definitely. Screen's out of focus. I think if the screen's out of focus, you need... Oh, maybe I can... Oh, wait, hold up. What about now? I think now it's okay. Hold up. Thank you for telling me, by the way. Okay, I think I can fix that as well. Let's see. I have a 4K screen, so it always does this to me. Like, I don't know if 4K works or whatever works. Let's see. Okay. Can someone confirm? Okay, so the screen looks perfect right now. Great. Let's see here. What do we have? Hi, Maze. Hey, Lisa. Did Luna come up with a plan or still too risky? I think their plan is to burn some Luna, decrease the just basically a supply and demand type of plan. That's basically it. If you decrease the supply, and you burn some of the Luna tokens, then that price will push it up higher. And then obviously, if you stake it as well, it will give it more value in the future if someone, wants to buy it. But the problem with Luna and burning Luna is that Luna is not the issue here. The issue is the UST peg. So, and I'm not very familiar with the technicalities of how that works, but I'm not thinking really too much. I'm telling you, I'm just grabbing a couple of $100, throwing it in there, and let's see what happens. If in 10 years I come back, or 3 years I come back, I see Luna 100 again, I make 3 million. If it doesn't, then okay, no problem. I just donated $300 to crypto for charity. Let's see. It's pumping a bit back to 1 cent. I bought 0.0005. I longed also, but Binance removed it from futures. I have no idea why. I wasn't along from 0.006, I think, or something. Let's see. Vomit out bulls and bears. Yeah, the market always needs to clean out both. If the market doesn't clean out both, it doesn't choose a direction. So in the meantime, what's the best way to copy trade the whales? The best way to copy trade the whales is think as a market maker. Think that you are the owner of a casino and you're trying to make money from these, retail or these people who come to play in your casino. How would you do it? The best way to do it, and it always works because it's based on human behavior and emotions, is by giving them some, it's like a dog. You give him some treats, he's happy, and he wants to do what you want next. And then you just do a switcheroo, basically. You allow people to believe a certain level of strong support or certain level of strong resistance. You do super pumps like this one that we're doing right now from 25 to 29. People start to, the bottom is in, buy the dip, and then chip, chop, chip, chop, chip, chop, chip, chop, till it's done. Till there's no more hope in the market. For bulls or bears, because this is going to go for the bears as well. The bears have been shorting nicely, especially the Luna shorts. So it's going to go for liquidations. And then after it goes for liquidation from the shorts, if the shorts don't want to get liquidated, they close positions. And once the positions are closed, that means the market has cleansed out basically the bears. And then it goes for the bulls. And the market will always do this forever. Let's see. Yeah, it could be a good bet if they're able to recover. Definitely. If I messaged this to my Discord and to Twitter 2 days ago. I said buy Luna at $1, and when Luna hit $1, I said take out your capital, some profits, anything, and just chill. Donate money to charity. And now Luna went back down, and I don't really care, honestly. I don't care if my 300 become $1 in the next couple of months. I'm waiting for 3 years. After 3 years, I will see if I can get a Lambo or not. Let's see, Maze. But with that HNS on the weekly, might we get more downside? Yeah. So here's the thing with patterns, right? There is a head and shoulder now on the weekly time frame. But it's a pattern. It's just something that you're looking at. And as long as this pattern doesn't break, you cannot say anything. What I am waiting for, like I said, is end of this monthly close. If we close like this, is very good, very hopeful for BTC. And the weekly stochastic RSI. That's what I'm looking for. If my weekly stochastic RSI dips below here and we close this week's candle, which basically closes in around 3-4 days from now. If we do that and we close below the 20 level on the stochastic, then just expect chip chop, and remember that 23.5, 21k BTC is very likely, because right now with this mega bounce from 25 to 26, bulls are having confidence in longing Bitcoin at 25 and 26. I'll probably long it too, to be honest. But the difference between me and them is I would risk manage my long. I would probably put a small position there with a tight stop loss, and then whatever happens, no problem. Or probably put a small position with a big margin, and again, let the market do whatever it wants. I don't really care. So I hope that answered your question. It's just the pattern. Till that happens, till it breaks, there's no confirmation of either upside or downside, for that matter. Okay, let's see here. What do we have? I I know it's a continuation, but I think there's a little more downside. Like I said, weekly. I'm not looking at time frames anymore, at lower time frames. I'm looking at weeklies. Lower time frames are chip chops to liquidate both the scalpers, mostly the scalpers, not the swing traders. Swing traders, they usually add a lot of margin, and their liquidation is so high with a very, very, very low leverage. So they're going for the scalpers who scalp the 1 minute and the 3 minute and the 10 minute. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? Can you check Solana? Yeah, sure, why not? We can take some alt requests, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna make a difference. Let's see. I mean, maybe I can find another chart that has more data than this. Don't we have a Binance chart for Solana? Okay, apparently no. Okay, so FTX then. So you see, so I had this obviously on my chart. Oh, but obviously this is. Let me see. Yeah. So I mean, Solana is in a free fall, and it did what it was supposed to be doing. One of our Discord admins, so shout out to him. His name is Raj. Gowrie, sorry. And he said, be ready for $40 Solana. And Solana is at $40 right now. This really looks like bear market bottom, to be honest. I'm on the alt side of things. You've reached your previous lows. You've sucked the liquidity here. This looks like bear market bottom. Now, whether this is going to go to the moon or not, let me just check for the weekly. There's still no sign of that. Similar to, this will follow BTC. But when it does follow BTC, if it doesn't break this area here, which is this blue box, this is going to get rejected and drop again. And that's the worst, that's the best case, for a bear market without capitulation. So just, a chip chop type of scenario, and then start to move up. Like a big accumulation period, if you want to call it. Buy the lows, buy the lows, buy the lows. Now this is a low. And the lowest Solana can go, I think, is around the wicks here. So around $20, which is another 50%. But that 50% from where we are right now is capitulation percentage. No more, no less. Yeah, I hope that answered that as well for you. Let's see, what do we have here? Looks like Solana forming a rising wedge. Rising wedge on the 4 hour? Or am I just mistaken? I think he's talking about lower time frames. Let me see here. I mean, micros, I really wouldn't touch anything right now. And analysis wise, it's pointless. It's pointless. Give us a scenario with ETH. Very easy. My ETH target hit already, the first one, which is around 1,000. Let me see, where did it go? 1,007, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see ETH. Yeah, it went around the 1,800 region, which is obviously normal. Best case scenario for ETH bottom in a bear market, absolute best, with no capitulation, is around 1,500, maybe 1,400, 1,500 ETH. If this is gonna chip chop over the next couple of weeks, and that will be the bear market bottom with no capitulation. But I have my doubts, to be honest. I think we will reach low ETH levels around $1,000 or even $800, but by end of year. I think end of year there's gonna be one of the biggest crashes that you've ever seen throughout history, because the stock market, the economy, COVID, everything needs to be cleansed. It's a reset, basically. This is just a reset for everybody. We're trying to reset, basically, our economy, our finances, our money, how we view the world, in every way and form, by the way. And because this is a reset, I think we need a big crash to reset everybody, basically. Interesting that the bots didn't buy up the low. Some time ago, I had previously thought we were stuck in a range due to bots. Yeah, bots are part of market maker manipulation. I mean, obviously, there's not a market maker is not someone who sits behind a PC and just waits for the buy zone or whatever. Market makers are usually big institutions. I would say, I don't know, around 70% to 80% of them are exchanges, especially Bitfinex and Binance. Those two are the big dogs. Other market makers are people like what's his name? Crypto Jesus, Michael Saylor. So he's a guy who's preaching, oh, Bitcoin, oh, it's gonna go up, oh, but he keeps buying at different levels with no real logic behind, and he doesn't really put more effort to promoting Bitcoin. I mean, Michael Saylor he's a pretty big dude. He has a lot of assets, a lot of connections, a lot of billionaire friends, a lot of billionaire companies who are friends with him. I mean, why not just push it more with your connections? Buy more Bitcoin, buy more Bitcoin. So I don't really trust the guy. But for me, these are the people who manipulate the market the most. Weren't we expecting a huge rebound from the summer and a huge crash in October? Yeah, we're expecting that. Yeah, I'm still expecting that. I'm expecting after July, there should be a nice upside for crypto, but it's all going to be dependent, obviously, on the weekly stochastic, on the monthly for this month, at least for this month. So at the end, I cannot. You have to understand, I'm not an analyst like the ones that you see on YouTube who just say yeah, because everybody on YouTube is just spitballing and guessing based on very basic TA, which is like support and resistance. Me, on the other hand, I really dive into the charts with EMAs, with indicators, with market maker mentality, with human emotion, with everything, with financial economic crises happening, and then I come up with a basically prediction. Right now, I'm lacking the data to tell you that yes, after July we're gonna rip through. I need this month to finalize first. After this month finalizes, I will have more clear data, and then I can do my assumption or my prediction. How much are your signals, bro? You can DM me on Twitter if you want. They're not my signals. I have a guy who does them. We have a copy trading group, basically private group. Because signals suck, by the way. Like I've done them long time ago. By the time the guy gives you the signal and types it in the keyboard, the entry is gone, or you cannot even close a position or put a stop loss. It's very hard. Whereas copy trading, you just copy the trader and you just chill and you relax, and then he does the rest. So we're heading that way. Screen looks fine to me. Okay, great. How's the BTC dominance? Will BTC run alone or with the alts? I think, let's see. Let's check it out. Let's check BTC dominance. What is this? It's the weekly, right? Well, I'm gonna be telling you something very, very, very clearly. Sorry, let me just remove this one. So on the weekly time frame, even though I don't have too much information, this is still going up, but it's forming a divergence, a nice bearish divergence. Now, obviously, this could change, and the divergence could be invalidated. But as of now, it's looking like it. And all you need to wait and see if just this indicator do this, and the price staying higher than this high, and then you're gonna have your bearish divergence, and this is going to be a drop in BTC dominance, and this is where your alt season happens. As of now, I think alts are gonna get basically chip chopped with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin moves up 10%, alts are gonna move up 2%, and if Bitcoin dumps 1%, alts are gonna dump 10%. So they're gonna dump exponentially more, and they're gonna pump exponentially less. Usually, after the whole Luna thing that happened 2 days ago with the super pump to $7. This is just basically market rebound. It happens all the time. This huge wick that you see here at 30K had a huge rebound up, and everything rebounded with it because there are limit orders, bots, people, whatever. They're just sucking up all the Bitcoin or the alts that are being there. But after that strong move to the upside comes, there's nothing left in the market there's no one left in the market to buy, no more orders, and that's where the market makers come in and start to chop away in the market. Let's see here. What did we have here as well? How did you get all that knowledge? I've been trading since I was 18, and I took a private course with a mentor, old school forex mentor, and then I just traded forex, and then I got into crypto. I have an interview with a guy named Core. If you want, you can check the link in my previous videos. I talk about my journey here, but yeah, I'm just learning, dude. Just learning, paying, investing in myself, learning, not trying to be biased, trying to see my mistakes, trying to see, like, one of my major mistakes in TA is not believing in my TA. So for example, I used to get influenced so easily by people, especially like when I saw something that says dump, and then everybody was saying pump, and then I'm like, okay, maybe it's pump, and then it dumps. So it is a journey, but just education and just learning and having that drive to learn, that's how you get there. Maze, do you expect VeChain to go lower? Yes, everything is gonna go lower, but I'm buying. I'm scooping it up. Everything that is at a discount, I'm scooping it up, because you need to think in the future, 3 years from now, if VeChain goes back to a new all-time high again, which most like even not 50% of the all-time high, you're gonna make at least 10x from that, if not more. Any token, by the way, but as long as you do your research on it, that's the problem. I like VeChain and Chiliz and BNB and KuCoin and Ethereum. I don't like Bitcoin, by the way. I'll probably tell you why later, but I like ETH, I like BNB, I like Chiliz, I like VeChain, I like KuCoin token, and I like Cake. That's it, 6. And I like all of these because they have no competition whatsoever, or most of them have no competition whatsoever, like VeChain and CHZ. Nothing rivals them. They have utility already. They're working already. They have partnerships with big companies like Mercedes, BMW, the NBA, the European League, whatever. So they have a strong foundation, very, very strong, and no competition. So that makes my risk less, basically. And BNB obviously is Binance. If you believe Binance is going to stay here forever, then BNB is going to stay here forever. And BNB is one of the best tokens to hodl through, because like if I see $100 BNB or even $50 BNB, I'm going all in on that, because you can stake it, you can get like a Launchpad rewards from them. Many tokens that are on Binance Launchpad, they boom in the next year or so. So EGLD was one of them, started less than $1 and it went up to like 200, 400 or whatever. So all of the Binance tokens are very, very profitable. The Launchpad. And the only way to get them is through BNB. And obviously BNB staking is amazing. So yeah, and KuCoin is the same idea. Now for the whole Bitcoin and Ethereum, the only reason I like ETH more than Bitcoin is because governments probably will like ETH more than Bitcoin as well. If Satoshi Nakamoto is some, hero that wants to liberate the world from financial, oppression and give us financial freedom, then governments will obviously not going to like this. And they're probably going to do their best to push it down, if that's the case, really. Whereas ETH, your founder, who he is, where he's living. If something happens to ETH, we know who to blame. We know so it's known. There's research there's a lot of information about it. Whereas Bitcoin, there's no information. And the other altcoins in the space, be it Solana, Cosmos, Link, Luna, whatever, any of these tokens have a chance and a probability to suffer the same fate as Luna, what happened today with Luna or yesterday with Luna, because there's no real solid foundation, and there's a lot of them. So there's many tokens that do the same thing Luna does. There's many tokens that do, let's say, the same thing that Solana does. There's many tokens that do the same that what QNT Quan does. So yeah, maybe you think, okay, it's better because it has this, and this is better because, yeah, sure, but there's still competition there. And this is something similar to the .com bubble, where you're trying to basically pick the winning horse. You have your Yahoos. You remember Yahoo, guys, right? I'm kind of old, so you have your Yahoos, you have your Hotmails, you have your Gmails. Yahoo back in the day was like extremely booming. Like, wow. And then Yahoo now, no one uses it anymore, basically. So yeah, we're trying to pick the winning horse, but it's not easy. And I think this is the bubble just exploding right now. And if you're lucky to pick the winning horse because you did your research, then props to you. I mean, I hope you become a millionaire. No problem with that. Keep doing these YouTube videos, guys, and that how I got onto your cool course. Yeah, thank you. Learned good stuff. Yeah, I hope you learned a lot from my course. I just wanted to educate people. By the way, what she's talking about helps you understand when to buy and when to sell in the market. So I was a noob. Everybody was a noob in investments. But when you add TA to it, it gives you more of a confidence. Oh, I can buy here. Oh, I wait for this or I wait for that. Similar to the gold chart. Bought here, sold here, bought here. I haven't bought gold yet again because I'm still expecting it to dip slightly more. And then after that, it's going to probably boom. And that also comes in correlation with the idea of inflation. Usually before inflation happens, you have a deflationary period. And in this deflationary period, everything is down. And one of the signs of this deflationary period, by the way, is the Russia-Ukraine war. If the Russia-Ukraine war ends today or tomorrow, expect something like gold to just drop heavily. Expect something like gas or oil to drop heavily as well. And that will be the deflationary period. And then obviously wars create a lot of expenses that you need to pay basically for many people. You need to pay for, infrastructure. You need to pay for war crimes, whatever. And because you want to pay for that, and because we have an oversupply of, money or fiat, and because we had an undersupply of circulation, once that circulation starts to move, once people start to, work with their money, move their money around, that's when inflation hits. And it will hit like you've never seen it before, ever. You can watch a lot of videos. There's a good YouTube channel, Maloney. I forgot. He does gold. I think it's called Gold and Silver. He's very good at explaining inflation and what happened in Germany, in West Germany, in World War II, I think. Will we see 20K in your opinion? Honestly, like I said, I want to wait for weekly close today. It's highly likely, if that makes sense to you. It's highly likely, but I want to wait for weekly close. Weekly close will give you more, even monthly close, because 20K, if it's gonna happen, it's not gonna happen today or tomorrow. You need to go up first for the bulls, liquidate them up, and then go down for the bears. Liquidate them up and then go down for the bulls. Let's see here. Considering DCA into Solana. I mean, DCA with whatever you think is good for you. Personally, I don't have Luna. I don't even know what Luna does, but I just bought it just based on risk to reward ratio. That's it. The reward is 1,000x. The risk is I lose a couple of $100. So no problem. Can you tell us the best buy zone for ETH and Matic? Sure. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go for ETH first. I mean, ETH, all of this is good buy zones. All of this here. That 100 here. Even right like that. This is a good buy zone for ETH. Now, obviously, this could drop lower, definitely, but this is where you start your DCA journey. This is where you start, buying some ETH. And then, obviously, the next strongest area, in my personal opinion, would be here, which is around between this area and around, let me just check it here. Yeah, like that. So this area here, which is my prediction, which I told you, which is between like $1,300 to $1,500 ETH. That would be another very good area. And obviously, the last area that I probably would put orders on is this, around here. So around $800 to $1,000 ETH. Now, if ETH goes below that, we are in my worst fear, which is a prolonged bear market with a lot of suffering, with a lot of cleansiness. Like, people have to be cleaned out from crypto. They're gonna try to push you down, make you not believe in crypto anymore, make you, feel that it's over, it's gone, there's no coming back from it, and then in a few years, bam. So when you invest in crypto, especially if you're old like me and you have a family and you have kids, remember, you're investing for your kids. You're not investing for yourself. You're investing for the future of your kids. So your kids are going to be 20, 23, 30 years old basically when they're going to be needing this money, and by then crypto will be the main thing. The only thing that you need to be worrying about is choosing the winning horse. For me, I told you my opinion: ETH, BNB, VeChain, Chiliz, Cake, and KuCoin. I think these are the safest, least riskiest assets that someone can hold. What else was it? I forgot the other one. What is this? Can you tell us zones for Matic? Oh, sure, Matic, no problem. Let's see. I mean, look at this. This is looking so ugly for Matic. It just broke nice channel of support, and now it's below it. It goes up, it gets rejected, it drops. But I mean, we're reaching that area. This area right here for Matic is a nice area to start accumulating. Everything between here and here, you start to buy in, buy out. So between 0.27 and slightly less, so around here, so 0.55. That area is a good buy zone for Matic. Now, obviously, there's a big difference between the two levels, but you don't really need to care about that in bear markets. You need to care about how you're going to allocate your money into that. So buy a little bit here, buy a little bit here, maybe 10% here, 10% here, 20% here, 5% here, and that's how you do it. If Matic loses this level here, this 0.27, then again, we are in the worst fear, my worst fear basically, which is a prolonged, super harsh bear market, because you can see here there is no support. The lowest support that Matic has under 0.27 is around 0.04. So, and if it goes there, I'm buying, because I'm buying everything. I'm scooping it up. I'm just gonna throw a couple of $100 here, and here, and here, and here, and here. Wait 30 years, come back, just buy Lambos with them. But yeah, even ADA reached my target. I had an ADA target of 0.4, I think. I mean, it reached 0.41 ADA perfectly. Do I want ADA to go down more? Obviously, I don't want it to go down. But if it does go down more, the next strongest area to support ADA is, I mean, where we are. I mean, yeah, like worst case scenario, like 0.28. But if it goes below that, like I said again, my worst fear is coming. So you drop another 50% from where you are. And all of this dropping is all dependent on the charts in that day. What's happening in the charts on that day. Just got in from a 6-day camping trip. What's the latest news? Everybody's underwater. We're not happy today. So since this can be a bottom in best scenario, it is good time to start accumulating. Yes. I would say it's good time to start accumulating. But the problem with accumulation, and this is what most people have basically. The problem with with dollar cost averaging is that people tend to run out of funds super quickly. So you have like $1,000 with you, and then you dollar cost it, and then another crash comes, and then you start to panic because you don't have money to buy. Not because there's a crash. Actually, crashes are good. It's discounts for us. So if you can allocate money in a certain way, in a certain percentage that's gonna make you still have USDT next to you to be able to buy the crashes, that's when your DCA that's when you become more happy with your DCA basically. That's when you say, okay, if it crashes to 20K BTC, you're waiting for it basically. But if you don't have any more money to DCA there, that's when you start to, go crazy and, oh my God, bear market, everything's down, we're going down, blah, blah, blah. So, any take on quant interprobability? Yeah, let's see. Quant. from a charting perspective. Like I don't hold any quant. I mean, I had this drawing. Sadly, it didn't go to the bull trap region, but it even went below. I don't have anything on it, by the way. If you can tell me some chart that has more information on it, KuCoin maybe. Oh, KuCoin. So, yeah, I mean, quant went to the lowest point ever, which is around 49 or 50, sorry. So if it loses this from the data that I can see, you're going 50% more. That's capitulation, by the way. If we lose these levels where we are right now on alts, that's capitulation in the alt market. So yeah, just expect a lot of chip chops, a lot of pain for the next couple of weeks, and then hopefully there will be a nice upside at the end of nice light at the end of the tunnel, like my previous video says. Weekly based wise, this is doing the same thing as Bitcoin. So I will probably wait for this as well to, finalize. And let's see, can we drop? Yeah, I mean, it's reached its absolute bottom in this drop. It might go close to it one more time, to suck liquidity, because that's usually what happens with Wix over the next couple of weeks or months. But I don't think we lose this now. I don't think we, it will be very shocking for me if we lose, this major support right now. I think there will be one more up. I don't know how much this will take us, by the way. I can't be very sure. But I also believe that there will be one strong ass down after. May's course was one of the best things I've learned for sure. Appreciate that. Your courses are awesome, and so is your commitment to helping people learn. You truly care about the people. Recommend to anyone and everyone as long as you're willing to practice the concepts. Thank you, Mukaram. I mean, I honestly just, there's no other words I can say. I just want to help. That's it. It's hard to believe, but when you're half, when you're mixed, when you're half Lebanese, half something, and you have a good mom and you good dad, that's what you get. I thank them. Nothing for me. They made me who I am. Hey, Maze, any thoughts, positive or negative, on algo or CRO? I mean, right now, there's CRO is good, by the way. CRO is less. I'll put it up with CHZ basically in VeChain from a risk perspective. From a technical perspective, honestly, this is doing the same thing as everything else in the market right now. It's reached its absolute bottom. It could dip more, but I don't know if it could dip slightly more to around 0.15 or slightly even a little bit more to around 0.14, but I think that's probably going to be it, because if it loses that and you start to see 0.10 or whatever, then again my absolute worst fear is here. But I think accumulating here, I mean, look at the all-time high. Look at this. All-time high is 0.97. You're at 0.1 right now, so that's 9 times from where you are, almost 10. So that's a lot. You want to wait a little bit more, you can, but I really would recommend you start, DCAing slightly here and there. Algorand, same thing. It will follow the market. I was actually shorting Algorand for quite some time. You can see from my chart here. We have the levels of resistance that we're in. We reached the absolute lows. If we're gonna drop more from here, like I said, worst fear, and it's gonna be probably towards these regions right here in the chart. And if it does go that, and if you lose hope in crypto, just risk manage accordingly and buy the dip. That's my best advice. Risk manage means don't throw your savings and your loans and sell your kidney to buy crypto. And please, I want to make that very clear. Jaime is following you since your first video. Always learn new things watching your videos and reading your tweets. How can I learn TA? Okay, so there's a couple of ways. There's a do it your own way. So you just watch YouTube videos, learn from download some books, learn from the internet or whatever. And there's obviously choosing a mentor or a course. I would always recommend the course over everything else, because the course gives you something else that education doesn't give you from the internet and books. The experience of the guy who's teaching the course, or the community, or the chart champions, for example. They have a very good community and they're very good traders. They have a course that you need to take to make money from trading or TA. So everything that you want to be good at, you need to invest either time or money in to achieve your goals, basically. BTC dominance, any chances above 47? How much has it gone up? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Are you talking about the BTC DOM chart or something else, or the market cap? Bitcoin dominance. If you can tell me the name of the chart, I'll maybe let's put dominance. Maybe you can find it. No, we cannot find it. If you can find for me, I will check the charts. Can you take a look at Atom, please? Yeah, sure. Why not? I'm super tired, but sure. I'll do a couple more of these and I'm heading out. Let's see. I mean, I don't know if this is. Let me see here. Let's see Cosmos. So you can see my levels are reached. These are my bear market bottoms, by the way, just so you know. I'm going to be very clear with this. These levels that you see, I've told my Discord about them before. I hope people remembered them. But these for me were bear market bottoms. Now we reached them faster than expected. Does that mean that the bear market is over? I don't know. I cannot say yes or no. But at best case scenario, chip chop here for a couple of months, years even. Worst case scenario, capitulation, and my worst fear, obviously. So yeah, these are where it is right now. It's good. It's a good level. It's around $10. But the problem with Atom, right? I mean, if you're gonna buy $10 Atom right now, and then it goes to an all-time high in the next couple of years, that just will make you 4x. So I don't know. Do your own research on that. Atom, I jumped back into this morning. Good for you. Snap, I also have limit orders for ADA at 0.41. Your teachings helped me figure this stuff out for myself. Yeah, just be careful. Capitalize on those, on those bounces that are going to happen in the next couple of weeks. Because you remember last year in July 2021 when we had that big crash, it was bouncing for the next couple of days, which I suspect is going to be the same thing, by the way. Like the next couple of days, they're gonna be like nice upsides, liquidate some bulls up there, or some bears up there, and then after that another drop, and then a chip chop, and then after July we will start moving up. You're teaching. Okay, next one. How old are you? I'm 32. I look younger than my age, but I'm 32, soon 33. Hi, what's good, bro? Thanks for inboxing about the USDT situation. Was in panic mode, bro. Oh, don't. By the way, for the USDT thing, Bitfinex is the big boss when it comes to USDT. So they're the ones who control it. If Bitfinex decides someday to crash crypto, you know who the culprit is, basically, using USDT. So my best advice is, switch to BUSD, so Binance or USDC. Keep them and so diversify them slightly. You can keep a little bit in USDC, a little bit in USDT, and a little bit in BUSD, but just make the proportions higher for, the remaining. Now, me personally, and I sold yesterday, by the way, before the peg situation happened today. I had money in my account in my exchange USDT, and then I saw what was coming, and I just transferred them out of Binance and just to my bank. I don't really mind paying a few fees just to have relaxed brain, and then after that I see things stabilizing and then transfer back in and then just buy the stuff. Now people worry about the fees too much, but it's like nothing. It's especially if you use P2P. It's like there's no fees in P2P in Binance, and if you're not using P2P, it's like 1%, 2%, 3%. So that basically means every $1,000 Binance charges you $30. So what? It's not a big deal. What would you say the bottom for ETH would be a good buy-in? I'm telling you right now, everything is a good buy-in. Everything. But if I'm you, I'm not gonna go 100% in. I'll probably go with like 35, 40, 50, you know, if I'm super greedy, and then, or if I have income coming in end of the month or something, and I'll leave the rest in case something happens or we have a strong capitulation to be able to buy more. That's the thing. I want to buy more. Do you think BTC will retrace down soon? Honestly, we can check out the BTC charts. Let me see here for you. I mean, I will just remove this, and I will remove this. I don't really need it. I will add this, and yeah. So right now it's at a 0.618 of this move to the downside. It's looking good, obviously. It's looking healthy right now. Let me just check if we have any type of divergences. Let me just remove this for you guys. So this looks like a bear flag, by the way. It's not a bear flag, but it just looks like a staircase formation. So blah 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 blah, something like that. Staircases. You have a potential small divergence here on the 15-minute time frame. So this is probably gonna drop to the EMAs. Probably gonna retest this. Now it did retest it once, which is good, but these are lower time frames, so I don't really, you know. You see here this wick here, so this is support. But like I said, these are lower time frames and they don't mean anything, especially when you have this type of, you know, zigzag type of formation. That's number one. If I go to the 1 hour, again, this is going up. I said potentially going to here, this area. Let me just check my EMAs here. Hold up. Yeah, so it's above the 1 hour EMAs, which is good. It's not bad. But like you see from the picture, we have a lot of resistance levels above us. So it's not like, oh, it's over. And we have a nice double resistance here, actually. So this area here is probably going to be some type of trap zone. So something between 30,200 and 31,400. So it's going to be some type of trap zone. And if I go to the 4 hour time frame, you can see where my 4 hour EMAs are coming in at, and that's what's scary, because these 4 hour EMAs are what probably will reject you. Now, how low will this rejection go? I can't be very sure. It could make a lower high, or a lower low or a higher low, but it depends on the indicators. But for now, it's looking nice upside towards the EMAs at least. So the EMAs right now, the top one, the bottom one is at 3,300. The top one is at 31,400. So probably going there. Will it rip much higher? I have no idea, but I need the data then. When I see the data then, when I see when we are, where we are, then I can, you know, be more happy about this. But the problem is obviously that you are bearish on high time frames. So you're not like, you look at the daily EMAs. The daily EMAs right now are at 35 and 36. So we could go there and then, you know, get chip chopped similar to July. And I don't know if you were here last year, but this is what a chip chop looks like. You see, this is the capitulation wick that we talked about. And then we had a nice strong bounce to the upside to the daily EMAs, got rejected. Again to the daily EMAs, got rejected. Tried to climb up, fake out, drop, got rejected, till we finally started moving up. So it's type of like a chip chop type of scenario. And obviously we don't have data right now to analyze this chip chop. We need to find it first. We need to see what happens. But I can tell you one thing for sure. These channels that I have, I need to adjust this, sorry. These channels that I have helped me out a lot. So you see where BTC is holding basically around the bottom of the red channel, and the heart line and the orange line and these dotted lines, all of these things, in my view, when I see them, I see resistance. I don't see anything else. So once we need to climb these, and we need to climb them fast, or we're going to be expecting more chip chop and more damage to altcoins in the next couple of days or so. Especially if we don't climb above the weekly EMAs. That's the most important thing. Weekly EMAs are the make it or break it for Bitcoin. If we climb above these weeklies, we're good to go. If we don't climb, then it's going to be very, very bad. just chip chop and wrecking alts up and down till we finalize and start to move up. But be hopeful. I still believe after July we'll have a nice upside, in my personal opinion. BTC D maze market cap. Oh, market cap on this. Okay, market cap. BTCD. Did I write this correctly? So I'm assuming this one. I don't think so. BTD market cap. Market cap. Put all maybe. Oh, here we go. All right. Let's see. I want to look at the 4 hour only. Oh, this is the daily. Yeah, the daily is bullish, so there is dominance on BTC going up, but 4 hours is what we care about mostly right now. 4 hour is nice and bullish, so there's a lot of dominance right now on Bitcoin. So meaning a lot of interest on buying Bitcoin and not altcoins, which obviously is not good for altcoins. And most likely this dominance is because people are longing, not about buying Bitcoin, about longing Bitcoin. That's what they're probably doing. So yeah, it's looking good. Do we manage to go above 45? That's the big question, right? Let me just see here. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be very tough. I think this doesn't get above 45 that easily, and if it does, you need retest. And I mean, I'm sorry, if it does, it probably just goes up slightly. So something like let me see here, around here. Sorry, where's my thingy? So around here. So 45 is even higher. Yeah, so it's gonna be very hard to go above 45, to be honest. There's a lot of support here and a lot of resistance over this region. I think this should drop. If we see this consolidating here over the next couple of days, this might drop instead of continue to the upside. As of now, I think this will drop. It might give alts some nice breather, a nice breather. Okay, last couple of questions and I'm heading out. ADA is good. I won 0.38. I'm too greedy. Yeah, don't be greedy. Greedy never works out for anyone, trust me. How many scalps do you take per day, roughly? I don't really like to scalp, by the way, just so you know. I think scalping is one of the worst techniques in crypto or in trading. But if I wanted to scalp, obviously, I'd probably be aiming at a low percentage. So 5, 10, and then just get out. So probably like 10, 15 around that area, and then I'm done. First time I've managed to hook into the live video maze. Been with you since the beginning with Discord and even with the Twitter, and you started really loving it. Just wanted to say thanks. And 32 is not old though. I feel old in my brain. Maze, get some rest, brother. You're the best. Appreciated. Thank you. With how low the daily RSI and stochastic RSI is, a bull trap into the 33, 35 region seems likely, no? Yeah, definitely likely. But we have to wait at least 1 more day, 2 more days of data, because we are approaching the weekend as well. So we need to be very, very careful. You saw what happened in July, basically. And as long as we don't climb above at least, 31K, 31.5K, there's no way we see those levels that you're talking about. Is there a rising wedge on the 1 minute BTC chart? Probably, but I'm not gonna look at it. Okay, I will look at it. I don't like looking at the 1 minute chart. So volatile. Oh my god, I have to zoom in now to the 1 minute. Oh yeah, I can. Great. Let's see. 1 minute time frame, rising wedge. Probably meaning this one, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just see here. Let's see. Is this what you're talking about? I think this is more of a channel than a wedge formation. I mean, I think this is a channel. I don't think this is a wedge formation. What I do see on the 1 minute, if you want, is I see a double top here. That's what I see. Yeah, potential double top, which is another rollback. I don't know if it's going to go for the EMAs. Probably for the EMAs once more. If it breaks the bottom of the channel, then this small double top probably will play out also. And then you go to the bottom again, see? To this here, to 28,565. And I think most likely it will happen, because there's a divergence as well on the 3 minute. What else do we have here? MACD on 1 minute showing is bullish divergence. Yeah, but it's a 1 minute, so it just goes up 1 green candle, 2 green candles, and dumps. It's just a 1 minute. Doesn't really mean much. But low time frames are so difficult to play. Definitely. Maze, you gotta be paid for this. Such a good man. No problem. No need. Just want people to be okay and have a peace of mind. Most importantly. Like I had an argument with one of the Twitter influencers. Not an argument. I just commented on his post, Crypto Poseidon or something. He's like, "Oh, you saw it here first. We're gonna moon at, I don't know what the level is. 34 is the bottom. Buy it, whatever." I mean, and I said, that's it. You're just gonna post the picture and say, believe me, 34 is here. No TA, no technicals, no why, no when, no who. And it just bothers me, because I know many people got wrecked because of that. Because many people are beginners to crypto. They probably don't know anything, and then they just follow blindly. Can you save this, please? I think it could be saved. I think the YouTube saves it automatically. Thank you for the live stream. Many stay blessed. Thanks, mate. Okay, I will look at it. 15-minute chart on BTC actually not looking poor. Yeah, I will probably I'm probably done for today. So thank you all for joining. I hope I gave you some peace of mind at least. Remember to like, remember to share, to subscribe, and to make this video and this community grow, because I think I'm the most undervalued guy on crypto. Like, I feel worthless on Twitter, to be honest. I feel very good in my Discord community. That's why I stay there a lot. But on Twitter, it's totally different story. Anyways, guys, thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoy your weeks and your weekends, and I hope the next couple of months and weeks become better for all of us. So thank you again, and see you. Bye-bye.